Dr. Henry Loomis, this is Zora Bennett, our mission specialist.
Sorry, what mission?
This would be a medical breakthrough that could save countless lives. It comes from the largest dinosaurs on the planet.
Oh my God.
Fortunately for us, all these species exist in one isolated place. Can you be ready tomorrow?
I can guarantee your safety. I mean, more or less.
More or less?
How's it going, guys? Welcome not to Jurassic Park, but to a brand new episode of Luke's Reviews. On today's video, the Dino adventures are clearly showing no signs of slowing, but we are hitting that tentative reset button in Jurassic World Rebirth. Dinosaurs still roam the Earth. However, lots of them are failing to adjust to the environmental conditions, leaving many of the remaining dinosaurs setting up nest as close to the equator as possible. A small band of explorers find themselves on a journey to an island inhabited by these dinos to secure blood samples from 3 individual species that could hope to create life-saving medicine. But of course, it's a Jurassic movie, so nothing ever goes according to plan, and the group soon find themselves stuck on the island, an island that is home to many natural dinosaurs and a few unexpected mutations. Time for a bold claim. I think that any self-respecting film fans would consider Steven Spielberg's Jurassic Park to be an all-timer. It is a faultless blockbuster. That being said, if we're to look at the franchise and play a game of what have you done for me lately, then we would have to turn our attention to Jurassic World Dominion.
That is one big pile of shit.
Yeah, that is one abysmal film. So, despite Hollywood's incessant need to reboot every single franchise that could have ever existed, hitting the refresh button on the Jurassic series actually did make sense. And as I alluded to, it isn't a complete reset. We're still alluding to things that have happened in these films, but more importantly, we're just focused on a new set of characters, a new adventure that they're on, with very minimal callbacks to previous films. Another reason why I was so hopeful about this film was that Gareth Edwards would be the director, a remarkably talented filmmaker who has crafted what I think are some of the coolest blockbusters of late. Highly underrated films too. Rogue One, The Creator. I was so excited to see his style of filmmaking be used in this series, and thankfully my hopes were correctly placed because Edwards was a fantastic choice to direct Jurassic World Rebirth. One aspect of Edwards' filmmaking that I am consistently amazed by is his sense of scale. He proved it with Godzilla, Rogue One, The Creator, and now for Jurassic World, knowing and giving a sense of scale to these absolute Goliaths that are on screen, it's pretty vital. Through Edwards' direction, you're reminded of the majesty of dinosaurs. There's a terrific moment when the group encounter a herd of titanosaurs. The iconic theme from John Williams swells, and in that moment, the danger and jeopardy just fades away as you witness these absolute titans walking across the screen. For me, I think that was my highlight of the film, and it was the only time any of the other Jurassic movies have come close to replicating that level of Spielberg magic. Edwards also does a tremendous job in assembling really thrilling, nail-biting set pieces. The group is often split into, you've got our main group of scientists and military experts, and we also have a family who are just trying their best to survive on the island after a freak accident. And having those two groups means that you're allowing for more encounters to take place. There is a brilliant raft chase where the family are mercilessly pursued by a T-Rex along a set of rapids, and also a heart-pounding boat chase between our characters and a mosasaur. I think, though, most of all, I was just so happy to see that this film wasn't focused on really silly and unnecessary plot lines about cloning, and instead just took the film back to its basic core components of putting a group of characters on an island, have them try to survive for as long as they can whilst dinosaurs chase them. It's not that hard. However, whilst I said I am pleased that the series has gone back to basics, I think they might have taken it a stretch too far, because the screenplay for this film is very simple. New characters are just thrown into the mix without any real sense of introduction, and any exposition that we do get about them is just lazily spoon-fed to us. For instance, Scarlett Johansson. She leads the pack as the military expert Zora Bennett. She is good with guns. Jonathan Bailey brings the knowledge as the paleontologist. He knows his dinos. Mahershala Ali provides transport to the island. He has a boat. And Rupert Friend is the slimy businessman who is there for his own personal venture. He's a dick. It's a great ensemble and no one gives a bad performance, but my god, these characters are wafer thin. Fortunately though, the family that also feature in the film, they are much more likable and much easier to actually care for. You've got a great dynamic between the father, the eldest daughter and her layabout boyfriend, and the youngest daughter as well, as they are just caught up in all of this mess, doing their best to survive. I get that the entire movie can't be all about them, but they were the group that I cared most for. The visual effects are impressive as always. The dinosaurs look fantastic, especially on the big screen. The Jurassic Park World Series, whatever you want to refer to it as, they are always suited to be best experienced in a cinema. However, just as good as the visual effects are, I really want to give a shout out to whoever the location scouts were for this film. They shot a lot of this on practical locations, I think mostly in Vietnam, and my god, it looks amazing. I don't think there is hardly a drop of green screen to be found. The only other negative that I have is to do with the D-Rex, who is this mutated dinosaur that scientists worked on because there was this whole lack of interest in dinosaurs now, and they want to create something that is going to be frightening to the general public. I didn't care for it. I didn't like the design of it. I understood the ethos behind it, but I think it looked quite silly and really was not that threatening, especially because the film positioned the D-Rex to be the big bad, the climactic monster that they would face. I mean, you see it introduced in the prologue, and then you see nothing of it until the finale. And for me, I think that actually stunted the level of threat that it provided. It just didn't work for me. All in all, I won't go so far as to say that this is the best Jurassic film since the original, because you know what? I'm not going to lie. I thoroughly enjoy the first Jurassic World. But importantly, the film harkens back to why the first was such a success. The amazement of dinosaurs, the terror of dinosaurs. Gareth Edwards understood the assignment as a director, took us to breathtaking locations, and delivered thrilling set pieces. The story is quite flimsy in places, and the characters are disappointingly two-dimensional, but it's great fun. And after Dominion, that is exactly what this series needed. So I'm going to give Jurassic World Rebirth a 7.5 out of 10. Anyway, guys, those were my thoughts on Jurassic World Rebirth. Let me know, have you had a chance to see the film yet? What did you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And my question to you, a big prevailing question that I had coming out of Rebirth was, what is next for the Jurassic series? Surely we can't do a whole, we've got to go to another island where there are more dinosaurs to extract this, because it's just going to get tired at that point. I don't know what else they could do, so I'm going to hand it over to you. What should they do next for the Jurassic series? But there's all the time we have for today, so thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Hello, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure to click that like button, and if you aren't already, click that subscribe button too.